Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are running the Moonshine still, first time ever in this brand new solar powered Moonshine shed. I think that's what we're going to be calling it. Now, while the still is balancing, it's heated up, preheated to around 160 degrees. I'm letting the column balance and all that good stuff. I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn you around and give you a quick tour of the building, the solar system, the mini split, and the well, which is behind this generator. But anyways, the goal of today's video is we're going to run this still. It's a 13-gallon reflux, and we're going to be running about 7 gallons, which is loaded in it right now, a little less than half full. And we're going to make a few quarts of fuel to basically prove a point and to show a lot of my followers from other social media platforms that it is that simple to produce fuel and run it in a generator. I'm even going to dump it over to make sure there's no trickery. It's going to be one take. The only thing edited is going to be some of the phases of running this still. It can take, around an hour and a half to do a full run, maybe a little shorter because we're not running that much. So anyways, really hope you enjoy. If you do, of course, hit the sub button. Make sure you hit the like and all that nonsense. We're really trying to grow this channel so I can bring you some really cool content, more solar stuff. We got the Bronco, we got the Gran Torino build, we got the ton of Olivers we need to restore. So we're trying to grow the channel and every sub counts. So as always, hope you enjoy. So that is 6,000 watts of solar on the roof as of right now. Of course, we're going to upgrade that in the future. I didn't know we had extra room. I guess I didn't do the proper amount of measuring when I bought that solar array. Anyways, really little sun today, so I'm going to take you inside and show you exactly what it's producing on a day where there's very little to no sun at all. And of course, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time in this video on the solar array. So if you wanna see more on this guy right here, which is the first thing you see as you walk in the door. This is a off-grid system, by the way. Lots of details, pricing, all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments below if you wanna see a detailed video on the solar of this building. But a really quick rundown is 200 amp hours, batteries, LiFePO4 chemistry, so lithium iron phosphate, non-combustible, that's why we love them. Dual 100 amp charge controllers, 220 together, 24 volt system, 6 kW, line 1, line 2, 3,000 a piece, so 6 kW together. Anyways, 2-ton mini split. Of course, we have the small still, the one I've had pretty much my whole life. Well, for geothermal cooling. Hopefully in the near future, I can afford a massive, like a 55 or maybe even like 150 gallon still on the back wall here. We have plenty of room for expansion, as well as the barrels will go there. We might even have a little staircase for an upstairs for storage later on in the future. So the PID controller here controlling that heating element has kind of found a sweet spot here. It's just cycling. You see that red light? You see these relays? They also have red lights that cycle on and off as it's kind of tapping that element with some heat periodically, keeping the temperatures right where you want them. Now, I do believe these PID controllers are just a few temperature points off. That's probably more like 190, and that's probably accurate here, 169, 170. But this one, I think this that's got a little bit of rust on it, which is throwing the temperature just a tiny bit off. Second jar. Now I'm running this kind of quick. The first batch came out right at, right at 180. So I ran that just a little bit fast, so I slowed it down. We're gonna see if we can get some really good high proof out of this one here. But anything over, any kind of alcohol fuel over about 175 to 180 should work just fine, as you're about to see in just a second. Aerator we will be using, and this is a dry tank. Nothing is coming. So I have here a jar of about 185 proof. We're gonna see how well this small engine runs on it. You just saw me totally empty out the tank. This is again 185. Anything over 175 should run all right. So that is 1 quart so far. We're just gonna see if or how easily it'll fire on this fuel. Now, of course, you're gonna wanna run it on a slight choke because Well, the fuel to air ratio or stoichiometric fuel to air ratio is slightly different with alcohol fuel. And again, long term, I highly suggest you get a fuel injected generator and tune it for alcohol if that's what you're going to want to do. But anyways, let's give her a go. Oh, so close. Come on, little buddy. So that is a really smooth running engine. Now, that engine has approximately 385 hours, and honestly, it's running better on alcohol than it normally runs on gasoline. It's always had a little bit of a flutter, but when it got to a higher hour, I think it did lose a little compression. That's the first time it's ever really had alcohol in it. It's always ran ethanol-free fuel we store here on the farm. So we have same generator, haven't shut it off, plugged in the extension cord that normally charges my solar camper. It has 2,000 watts on the roof. I take to job sites. We do ponds and brush clears and whatnot heavy. Sometimes when I'm farming, I'll take it out if we're in a field that's pretty far away so I can eat lunch in it. Anyways, it has a 750 watt charger on the front here. We're gonna see if she'll power, and is there any decrease in, well, power because of the choke? Well, probably a little bit, but it's not really bad. Check it out. So it just throttled right up, and that's 750 watts. Now remember, it is a 2200 watt generator. I doubt you would get full power out of it on alcohol because you just choked it. You would have to basically change the jet to a larger diameter to accommodate the different stoichiometric fuel to air ratio that alcohol requires. But it sounds good, and that generator smells sweet. Smells like good old corn liquor. I'd also like to add zero smoke, of course. That's probably the cleanest burning generator you've ever seen in your life. The fuel was produced from a corn crop grown right here on the family farm and turned into fuel right here on the family farm. So this is going to be greener power than anything I would say is green as solar energy or greener, because the feed that was also produced, distiller's grain, was fed to the cattle and livestock here at the farm. So it's pretty hard to beat this if you don't mind putting the work in, as you just saw me do, to create it. As we're nearing the end of the run here, the still is still cycling as it should, but it is really starting to slow down on production. So the well did beautifully, the still did beautifully, running the well water for cooling it, as well as, well, everything. It functioned beautifully. The solar system here, let's see, 93% power. So we have plenty of solar, even on a day with, like I showed you before, very little sun. Very, very little sun. So anyways, let me know in the comments section below what you want to see in future videos. Do you want to see me focus more on still stuff and converting engines to run on alcohol fuel the right way? Because that's kind of not really the right way. That's just how most people are going to do it. Or do you want to see more off-grid solar systems and batteries, as you see here? More detailed content on how to build them and things of that nature. Again, let me know in the comments below. And as always, I'm going to catch you on the next one.